Yo, yo, yo. What up, big dog? Oh, you're muted.
Yo, what's good, bro? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's good, dog?
What's up, man? Episode 3, what's going on? How you feeling?
Bro, crazy week.
Yeah?
A little feedback going on over there.
You good now?
Yep. Yes, sir.
All right, sounds good, man. We're live, bro. What's going on? How was your week?
Bro, crazy week. Super busy. Um,
Yeah?
yeah, couple contracts, just a bunch of shit, working deals. But stuck to the script, got after it, stuck to the schedule, made things happen. We're rocking and rolling, dog. How was your week?
Yo, bro, it was awesome, bro. Every week is awesome. I love it. I'm not gonna lie though, I was a little pissed this morning, right? I'm on a run. I run by the same house every day, bro. And I just knew like this is a distressed property, right? This would be a good deal for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had the address on my phone. My dumb ass never skip traced it, never called it, and I'm on my run this morning. And guess what I see?
Somebody
A
bought it.
freaking dumpster on the side of the house filled with everything. The house looks like it's vacant now. It looks like somebody already bought it.
Damn, bro. Bro, you can
Yo,
still call the seller. Potentially, they were just going to trash it out. The reason why I say that is we just did a deal where they trashed it out before we even bought it, before we even
really?
had the appointment, right? Like, I didn't tell them to trash it out or anything. They just trashed it out. They thought that that was what we had to do in order to sell the property, even though they were selling to us and they know that we're buying it as is. But maybe they didn't. Who knows? And also,
Maybe not.
hey, you could get a private money letter from it.
That's real. That's real. Maybe they didn't, bro. I'll definitely keep a positive mindset. I'm gonna call them anyways. But I was just like, dang, man, I could have stepped up. I could have gave him a call, knocked on the door, something.
Bro, that
But
is the
I
worst
got
feeling.
bro.
That is a bad feeling. I get it.
So catch us up, bro. Who's our guest today?
My guy Felipe, bro. Felipe is a killer, bro.
Yeah.
Let me bring him up.
How we
Felipe,
doing, gentlemen? How we doing? Good
What
morning.
up? Ray? What up, man?
We doing
Felipe
good?
just got back from a buy appointment.
I like it. I like it. I heard you got your first contract this week, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, I did.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I love it. I love it. Good stuff. Congrats, dude.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Felipe, introduce yourself, bro.
Yeah, so my name is Felipe Passos. I'm originally from Brazil, moved down here when I was 1. Fast forward, joined the Marine Corps, came back, kind of wanted to not get stuck on the rat race, so decided to join real estate because that's basically where I see myself fit in this world, and I hope that everything goes out well. So far, we're working towards it. I met Mike through a group chat, and he's been helping me through this journey and giving me advice. And I'm just here to learn, man. That's basically all I want to
You don't
do.
hope, bro. You know.
Yes, sir.
You know it's going well. You know it's gonna go well.
Mm-hmm.
Love it, bro. Um, yeah, dude. So could you just dig into what your life was like before you got into real estate?
Yeah. So I was kind of lost. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I knew I didn't want to work for a living and just retire at 60 years old because that's what they put in that's what they instill with you. Work all these years and then you can finally relax when you're old and you can't even get off the couch. And that's not what I want to do. So I had to figure out a way to speed up this process. So I know in and out of jobs, just trying to figure out what I like. Didn't really like working for people. Not my forte. So real estate was the name of the game. I also didn't really have college experience. I didn't even want to go to college. I thought it was kind of a waste of time for me. So here I am, man, just living the dream right now, learning as much as I can. It's a long game, but it's a worth it game. It pays off well.
Love it, bro. Talk about the Marines a little bit.
Yeah, so joined the Marines right out of high school. I believe I was 18. It was fun. I had fun. Had some bad times, had some good times. I'm still in as a reservist, so every once in a while I got to go back to base. I learned a lot of discipline there. That was basically my biggest asset that I've learned. I should say, just discipline in general.
Bro, to touch on that,
Yeah.
you are one of the most disciplined people that I've ever worked with.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
It really is. It shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like 100%. And
yeah, I try. It's hard to be disciplined. I lose it sometimes, but sometimes it comes back. It's the ongoing battle with that, and I hope everyone can at least try to discipline themselves. It's really hard, but yeah, like I learned it. I learned it through fighting, but I'll touch on that a little bit. But the Marine Corps kind of like built it up a little bit more. Can't really talk more about the military on lives because I just have a contract that I can't speak about everything. But in general, I have fun there. Sometimes we have bad times, but
But let's talk about that discipline thing and how important it is to be disciplined in this business, right? Not only being an entrepreneur, but just real estate in general, right? Like motivation is gonna go away sometimes, right? You're not gonna be motivated sometimes, but what takes over is that discipline, right? And you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do during that time, right? So, I mean, how has that helped you in this business?
Yeah, I think that's probably the only thing that's really. It's probably one of the only things that actually helps you because you can get excited and motivated for like 2 days, and then right when like shit starts getting boring and like you don't really know what to do, you kind of just start drifting off. And like discipline's the thing that just gets you to sit down and just push right through it. You really got to do the hard stuff because everyone makes it sound like, oh, you just call them up, they'll say yes. Bada bing, bada bop. You just made 10 grand. Go on to like what? Like that's not how it is. That's just entertainment. You know what I mean? That's what they do to say. It's easy, but once you join, you see like you got to go through the motions. You got to bang the phones. You got to learn how to sit in that chair and just keep going until whatever time you think is a good enough time for work. And that's the thing, man. Like discipline comes. And it's good if it stays, but sometimes it goes away and you gotta fight. You gotta not discipline, I'm sorry, motivation. It goes away and you gotta fight to keep it there. Those are the days, those are the most valuable days when you know that you don't want to be there, but you stick it out because it instills something into your mind saying that you have to keep going, you can keep going. And those are one of the most valuable days that you will have when you don't want to do it, but you push yourself to do it. Because it rewires something in your brain showing you that you can keep going. And that's in everything, not even in real estate. That's literally in everything.
That's big, bro.
Yeah, I have it a lot when it comes to the to running, like when I'm running or when I'm at the gym or something like that. Happens a lot. Happened yesterday, dude. I had a freaking crazy week. I've been working my ass off this week.
Hell yeah.
Came to like 7:00 last night. Every Friday night, I always go for a run, 5-mile run. And I'm like, shit, yo, this is going to suck.
Mm-hmm.
But it just happened anyways. Like, no matter what, my mind already knows I'm going to run no matter what. So every single quarter mile, right, I could just feel myself just getting like almost more confident in my run. Like, I'm like, yep. And I'm going 5 miles and I'm just every quarter mile, I'm just crushing it. Like, yo, let's just keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Got to the point where I just ran an extra mile.
That's how it really is.
Hell yeah, bro.
Those are the same exact thoughts that I have when I'm on my runs as well. It's like when you stop, like me personally, I try to play a game with myself, right? Like when I feel tired and I feel like I want to stop, I'll be like, all right, just go to the stop sign, right? I pass the stop sign and I'm like, shit, I'm already here. I can keep going.
Hell yeah.
Right? And you just that translates into business and into life in general, right? When you don't feel like doing something, when you feel like you're tired, when you feel like you got to give up, and you just push it that extra step, that extra mile, that extra rep, right? You're gonna feel so much better about yourself. and you could really test yourself and see how far you can go. Like people think, David Goggins says this all the time. Like I don't know if I'm quoting it right, but he says like you'll be surprised how much your body can do when you overcome your mind, right? When you don't listen to your mind, like your brain gives up way before your body will, right? And that's in general. Like so, if you control your mind and you can tell yourself, no, I can do this, right? You can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I like what you said about life. Like, think about relationships. There's times where, maybe it's your girl or a family member or something like that, and you're like, damn, I really don't feel like talking to them right now. And then you get on the phone with them, or you go over their crib or whatever, you end up having a conversation with them. 5 minutes into the conversation, you completely forgot that you had that feeling before you had the call or you had the conversation.
Yeah, man.
Same thing with working out. Same thing with hitting the phones. Dude, talking to sellers, bro, happens to me all the time. I'm like, shit. I had to call a bunch of sellers again today. All of a sudden, the first seller hits, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm back in my groove.
Yep.
Give me more. Give me all the sellers to talk to.
Yep.
Yeah, man. That goes back to momentum. Like once you just start rolling, it's hard to stop.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's one of those.
That's only a part of the time. Like most of the time, I'm fucking jacked up to talk to sellers. Most of the time, I'm jacked up to wake up in the morning and go hit the gym.
Mm-hmm.
There's times, bro, especially when you're working as hard as all three of us. Like, bro, we're putting in 60 hours a week plus. There's gonna be times where you're like, yo, shit, today's crazy. I don't know if I got it today, but then you just push yourself over that edge, and it's simple, bro.
Yo, so Felipe, you were in real estate before you linked up with Mike, or it's
So I became an agent first. That was like my gateway into real estate. I didn't really know much, so I just thought, oh, let me just become an agent because that's probably the first step everyone takes. But I didn't become an agent to actually work as an agent. I did it to make new connections, to like immerse myself into this world. So become an agent, do some agent work, didn't really like it, driving people around, doing your stuff. And I knew I didn't want to do this for the rest of my life. So I wanted to start investing and started doing more creative stuff. And then that's how I met Mike. And that's how we started talking about wholesaling, started talking about just mindset, real estate, creative deals, all that stuff. And this is like the little department of real estate that I wanted to fit into. Just didn't know how to get in there without, any experience at all. I didn't even know what I was talking about. I didn't know what, all the lingo. So real estate license is what kind of like just opened the door for me.
When did you get your license?
I got it next month will be 1 year.
Okay, so you got it around this time last year.
Yeah.
Did you do any agent deals?
No, man. I wasn't focused on it. Like I worked as an agent, but I didn't really do any deals because then I wanted to just make connections.
Okay, cool.
And I felt like if I had that little, I'm licensed, I have a little bit of credibility under my name.
And before that, you were in the military?
Yeah.
Before you got your license. Got it. Yeah, so were you like doing anything with your agent, like any type of outreach to sellers or anything?
Yeah, I was doing some light cold calling. I was doing some open houses. I was, going to some events, but like that was about it. I just putting my name out there basically.
So as a real estate agent, you pretty much have it's pretty much your business, right? Like you're a business owner. Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, as an agent, basically you only make money if you close deals, right? Like you're your own boss. Obviously, you have a brokerage that you work under, but like if you don't work, you're not making money because it's all commission based. Just like real estate in general. If you don't work, you're not gonna see the fruits of your labor. But I didn't really like the way that agents work. Just because I still have to like basically baby people. You know what I mean? Like like beat around the bush and be all professional and nice and like act like I'm not who I am, which is not what I want to do.
I got you. So what would you say the biggest difference was from working on your own, like being a real estate agent and doing that, to now working with Mike?
I'd say the biggest difference is as an agent, you have to keep up this persona of you are a professional, like super professional salesperson that knows that just wants to like sell houses and wants to do X, Y, and Z on like retail work, while as like working with Mike, it's more like you do what you want, man. No one's telling you what to do. Like, you know, you run the way you want to run. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, you change it up. And as an agent, I guess you could do that, but it just people don't see you as that. When you hear agent, you think, well, like the suit and tie, blazer, you know, freaking open houses all day. Just that's not my lifestyle. You know, working for people all the time. I wanted to work for myself. Does that make sense? That makes sense.
Yeah, bro. We just went on a buy appointment. I got my hoodie on, my hat backwards.
Exactly, man. Like it's just like I like looking professional. I just like I don't want to do it all the time. You know, it's a time and place for everything.
Nah, I got it, bro. But as far as process and stuff like that, what was the difference? Because you started with me when? Probably beginning of, probably like the middle of March, right?
Yeah, I'd say around there, middle of March.
Okay. Ian says, am I based out of Brockton? Yes, man, I am. Shoot me a DM. Let's get some deals together, bro. Yeah, so middle of March, you started with us. And before that, did you have any type of process?
For
anything? Because you were trying to wholesale a little bit.
Yeah, so I started off, you know, like everyone, you found a YouTube video, you go down that rabbit hole. So I just started cold calling. I got Mojo, started just ramming the phones like 2 or 3 hours a day. Wasn't really getting nowhere. I was getting like some follow-up leads, but nothing really concrete. And I was like, man, like I need like some type of mentor or some type of like something, you know, someone just to like tell me, am I doing it right or am I wasting my time? Because at this time I wasn't making any money and I was just spending money. And I was like, was I spending it efficiently or am I just like wasting my time? Because like YouTube is all entertainment. So I find Mike, you know, that's why I contact him, and then we just start talking. He starts like guiding me through this process of like what to do, what to say, what's the right way to go, what's the wrong way to go. And that's when I could finally see like the light at the end of the tunnel. Because at first it was just a tunnel. I was like, I'm just jumping in this tunnel and hoping I see the light. But now, right when Mike started like, even Mike just saying like, yeah, you're doing it right, like that already helped, you know, because I know like, oh, there's someone, you know, telling me what to do, because like no one else around my social circle knows what I'm doing. You know, they just say, oh, you buy houses, you sell houses, like, yeah, not really, but you know, there's a whole world to it. So I was all alone.
So how long were you cold calling before you linked with Mike?
I think it was like maybe just shy of a month. Because I started off really slow because I didn't want to put the money in because I was like, is it gonna be worth it? Yada yada yada. And then I think I got the 3-line dialer for like probably like 3 weeks. That's when I started using it actually, and I was like, damn, this shit's awesome. You know what I mean? Just freaking just sit there and talk. But I wasn't a good talker at the time. Like I wasn't having quality conversation because it was all like just dead leads. It's just like, no, I don't want to talk to you. No, I don't want to sell, and just back to back to back, which is normal. You know, this is normal. But I just didn't know if I was doing the right things. Because, you know, you look at your bank account, like, shoot, my money's going down. I need to get food on my table. And like the money's not coming in. Should I just go get a job? Should I just go back to like the rat race? And I was like, no way. Like, that's not what I'm doing. Because you see people like in their 50s and 40s still working, not 40s, 50s and 60s still working, and they're like doing hard labor jobs, and it's sad. Like they shouldn't be doing that anymore. Like, their time is done. They should just relax. That's what my dad does. My dad's 6 years old and he still does landscaping. That's crazy.
That's big. Crazy. So I mean, what was that? Because like I know me personally, right? I had an event where I was forced to find another way, right? So what was that time that made you realize just like, yo, this 9-to-5 life ain't for me. I need to figure this out with real estate. Like what happened?
Yeah, so I see what you're saying. The real turning point for me was when I moved to Brazil in my teenage years. I learned that life is so much better there when you just live it, because like it's a lot easier there, and I had so much fun. And then I come back here and I had to work to just make a living and to survive. And I was like, no, when I die, I want to say that I lived my life and I worked for my life. If that makes sense. I don't want to sound like I'm lazy, like I don't want to work, but like I just want to set up a foundation. So at the end of my deathbed, I'm like, I actually lived and did everything that I wanted to do, and I didn't give my time to someone else so they could do what they wanted to do. Like, what's the point of that? Like, if you want to do that, that's fine. Like, if that makes you happy, go ahead. But that's just not what I want to do. That was my turning point. I was like, I came back to America and just worked and worked and worked. And especially looking at watching my mom and my dad, they're two immigrants, you know, working 24/7. And I was like, I don't want to do that. Like you can learn from everyone, you know, even like from what not to do. And like, I love them, but they just showed me like, I don't want to work a 9 to 5 because eventually like, what is it going to get you? Just like a paycheck every end of the month. And then you just have to spend it on, you know, whatever bills you got to do and just repeat that process for 80, 90 years. Like, that's insane.
Bro, that's interesting. So it was the atmosphere over there in Brazil.
Yeah.
That switched the trigger.
Yeah. It triggered when I came back to America, actually, because that's when I was like, whoa, I had two culture shocks. The culture shock when I went to Brazil because I had to learn everything. And then the culture shock when I came back to America as an adult. Because I left it like in middle school. So when I came back as an adult, it was completely different. Like life was different here because you're, you know, get to work, buddy. You know what I mean? So I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, I don't want to do this. I want to live my life. I want to go to the beach. I want to have friends. I want to, you know, talk all night with people. I want to, you know, just have like a whole well-rounded life.
Yo, so what prevents somebody from just going back to Brazil and hanging out?
Once you get to a certain age in Brazil, the economy there is really bad. Mm-hmm. So if you don't have like a really good college degree, you're probably not going to make it in there. It's just the economy. So like at the end of the day, if I'm able to make a good amount of money here and I'm old enough, I'll probably move back to Brazil and probably retire there where the weather is amazing. The people are amazing. Like it's just a whole different atmosphere there. You know, people actually, they talk to you, you know what I mean? Like you're going down the street and they just have a full conversation with you. You don't know who it is.
Yeah, bro, it's genius. My barber is from Cape Verde, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over here not too long ago, maybe like 6 years ago. And we're having a conversation. He's telling me the way of life over there, how cheap it is. I'm like, well, bro, why don't you just go back there if it's such a better way of living? Because he's preaching how much better it is living over there. It's not hustle and bustle like you're saying. But he's like, you know, I just want to be set up good when I go back to CV.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna come back here, run it up for like 10 years, maybe buy some houses, get some passive cash flow coming in, and then move back there. Because back there, all I need is like $1,000 a month to live lavish.
Yeah, man, that's literally all you need. Like,
that's freaking genius.
It's crazy. It's because like there's like a saying for Brazilians, like we leave Brazil to go to America and work, and then we go because Brazil's bad, but then we go back to Brazil to vacation. It's like, so why do we leave? You know what I mean? So why don't we just stay there? But like you can't, like if you don't have a good degree or a good job there, like you can't, like you're not gonna survive the way you want to survive. You're literally gonna survive. You're not gonna live. So that's just what I want to do, man. Like, I want to live my life, like to make it nice and short.
How do we get you there, bro?
So, man, real estate. Like, I want to be able to invest in real estate, get that passive income, get that, you know, Airbnbs. I think might be the way I want to go in the future once I feel like I'm comfortable enough, and once I'm old enough and feel comfortable to go back, I'll go back and I'll get all those dollars and just change them into they're called reais, our currency, and it's 5 times. Right now, it's 5 times, so it's a big jump.
Yo, so I'm curious, man. Not to take it off, not to switch the topic, but
of course,
tell us about this this contract you just locked up, dude.
Oh my gosh, this guy. All right, so my buddy Keith, seller Keith, Mike tries to work with him, and they had a falling out somehow. You know, something happened, they didn't work out. So Mike's like, yo, just send me the lead, says see what you can do about it. So I call him out of the blue, you know, just say, hey, yada yada yada, my script, I want to buy your house. and he's open for it and everything. So we're talking, chopping it up, trying to get the details. And then, so we come up on price, and he wants a little too much, and we can't do that. Me and Mike, we have our number. So I rebuttal him with our number, hangs up the phone on me instantly. Boom. Like, he's like, I don't want to do this anymore. Bye-bye. Boom. Like a straight jackass. And then I call him back instantly, right? Like in that same second, I call him right back. And I'm like, hey man, like I want to buy your house. Like, it sounds like you don't want to make a move on this, and you're just like, you don't know what you want to do. Like I was going in thinking I already lost the deal, so I'm just gonna lay out what I think, what I have, And he like completely like shot down. He wasn't expecting me to come at him like that. So he's like, no, yeah, I'm sorry. Like I'm working. I didn't mean to be rude, yada yada yada. And I was like, all right, man. So like, you want to sell this house, or what do you want to do? And he's like, yeah, I want to sell it. And then that's when we started moving. So he talks to his wife. They agree on the price. And then we have a little bit of like back and forth, like when can we meet, yada yada yada. He's kind of like kicking his tires, beating on the bush. So I finally like just call him, say, like, I'll meet you anywhere. Just let me know. And then I go to his house yesterday. Very polite people, very polite. We talk it up. We sign the paper, and we're done. A wonderful deal. So now we just gotta move forward. I mean, sometimes, and honestly, it was Mike that helped me get the deal. Like, because when he hung up the phone on me, I was like, okay, I'm done. Like, I wasn't gonna call him back. I was like, oh well.
You want to hear what I said?
Yeah.
I said, Felipe, hug your fucking nuts, bro.
That's real, bro.
Yeah,
that's real. But you know what? You know what you said that I just wrote down.
Yep.
You thought you went into that call like you already lost a deal, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Right. And that's big, because I tell my team all the time, like, we want to be don't wanters, right? We want to act like we don't care if we don't get the deal or not, right? Because there's another deal that we're gonna call somebody else, and we're gonna buy that next deal, right? So when you have that mindset and you're going in approaching every call like that, it's like you're gonna say whatever, and shit's gonna work because you're gonna have that confidence. It's gonna, like, when you have that confidence, that unfuckwittable confidence, that that like can't nobody mess with you, right? You can almost say whatever you want.
Yo, legit. Here's the cool part, bro, is that you have so many other people behind you. Like for me, bro, I offered like, let me think about this. $43,000 less than we got the contract for.
Mm-hmm.
That's essentially what happened on my buy call with him. I called him back. Well, I had him on hold, and I was like, "Hey, bro, I got to talk to my partner. Can I give you a call, or can I leave you on hold?" Left him on hold, and my dumbass should have listened, because while I'm on hold, I hear the wife in the background saying, "He's gonna give you a lowball offer. He's gonna give you a lowball offer." I came back, and I'm like, "Man, I mean, I got bad news, man. We're not gonna be where you want us to be. Like, my partner said the max we can come up to is this." And he's like, "All right, F you, buddy." I ended up hashing it out with him, right? And got him to agree at the price that we were talking about in the beginning. And he was set, ready to go. I told my transaction coordinator is going to give him a call, and they're going to go over the paperwork. And it just never happened. Like, at that point, he ended up starting to ghost me. We sent out a contract to him. Transaction coordinator gets on the phone with him. Wasn't able to get it locked up. He was like driving or something like that. And it just didn't work out. Essentially, like a couple of weeks later, he just ends up ghosting me. I said, "Felipe, go in there cold." And this person is a red type seller, right? Like, he's the type of seller who is just straight to the point.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why when he ended up hanging up on Felipe, I'm like, "Bro, hug your freaking nuts and call this dude back and tell him that you're a boss buying deals," because that's the type of person that he is. And what ended up happening was he was like, "Oh shit, okay." Got to the point. So Felipe had to be so direct, because this guy's the red type seller every single time, where Felipe was just telling him what's going on. "Hey, bro, when are you going to be home? I'm coming with the contract."
And that's so big, bro. Understanding the personality types, right? Understanding the personality traits and who you're talking to on the other side of the phone, right? Because you can't have a conversation with the red seller like you would with a green or a blue or yellow, right? It's completely different, right? Like I just posted a call recording that I had with a seller in the sub 2 group, right? And I was literally just saying whatever I wanted, right? Like this guy, he's asking for market value, and I didn't get the deal, right? Because this guy wasn't really motivated, and he was red. I didn't get the deal, but he's asking for 450. I'm like, what's the house worth? He's like 400, but is cash flowing 3750 a month. I'm like, all right, let's picture this. Say you're my partner, right? We're on the same team, and I brought this deal to you. Would you tell me this is a good deal? Would you buy this with me? He's like, just starts stuttering. Just he's like, well, no, of course not. He's like, well, it's cash flowing 3750. Why would I sell it? I'm like, that's my question. Why would you sell this? Right. But it's like you can literally say whatever you want to these guys, and you can be extremely direct with red sellers, right? You can be extremely direct with them because they'll appreciate that much more than, oh, I'm just calling, to see about the condition and how many bedrooms and bathrooms. Like, it's like, get to the point, guy, right? Like I would say I'm a driver type of personality as well. So like when I get people calling me, asking me stuff like that myself, I'm like, yo, get to the point, right? Get to the point. What do you got? So like it's so important to understand who you're talking to on the other side of that phone. And that way you can navigate the call however you want.
And once you start doing it, you'll pick up on it like within the first 10 seconds of the call. You'll know exactly what type of person that you're talking to. But it comes with talking to a bunch of sellers and understanding the different types of personalities. Actually, what it really starts with is understanding yourself, what type of personality you are as yourself, because then you just have a full understanding. Okay, this is what this personality means. Now I see my friend, he's that type of personality. Okay. Now you're able to understand what entails the different types of personalities. You're able to pick up on it quick.
And it doesn't just work with sales, that's life in general, right? Like that's relationships, being able to communicate with your neighbor, right? Like understanding who this person is, how they're going to take my message when I say it, right? And like the most successful people are able to understand what personality type they're talking to and adapt, right? Like if Mike knows he's a driver personality, right? And he knows Felipe, let's just say Felipe's yellow, right? He's going to tune it down just a little bit. He's going to still be himself, but he's going to tune it down just a little bit so he can relate to Felipe and Felipe understand what he's talking about. He's not going to take it harshly, right? So it's so important to understand that.
Because then they won't receive the message. If you're, like you just said, that example, you're talking to a yellow type person and you're a red type person and you go in there red, they're going to be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And the message isn't going to hit.
Yeah, man. This honestly, what's crazy is this type of job is literally a life lesson if you think about it. Like everything you learn, like you can use it every day. And I do. Like I use like my little sales tactics that I learned. Like I use them in my normal life, and it works. And I learn personality traits, and I learn like it's basically just effective communication that you learn. And you
getting to the point in my life where my girl's like, yo, I'm not a seller. Because she'll listen to some of my calls. Bro, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, when I first got into this business and I was talking to sellers consistently, I used to record them and have my girl listen to them. That's one major thing, like going back and listening to your calls. You start to understand this type of shit. Like, oh, wait, I didn't even recognize that this was a red type seller. I fucked up here, But Felipe, you went through like a kind of intense sales training for like 2 weeks straight. So Felipe comes with me, I think, in the beginning of March, somewhere around that time. And he wasn't really talking to too many sellers, like as many that he's talking to now on a day-to-day basis, but he was in like a really intense training. So talk about like what the training was like and who you became as a person and how you've changed from today, from when it was just you wholesaling.
Yeah, so I guess I'll start with I'd like to thank you for even giving me the opportunity to go through that little sales training. But it opened my it enlightened me on what I need to talk about, because at first I was like, oh, condition, yada yada yada. But we don't care about that. We care about the seller and what they actually need to help. And that I didn't even think about that. Like, I didn't think I need to help them. I just think I need to get the deal. So when you change that whole mindset of I can help this person if they would let me help them, that changes everything. Because then the way I talk is more charismatic. The way I come about stuff it just changes everything. So that sale, we have little buckets. You fill in the buckets on what, pain, desire, whatever they need. Once you figure everything out, you know exactly what you can do to help them. And sometimes you can't, and you let them go. Say, hey, a realtor is your best bet, or you should probably just do the work yourself. But this training, it really helps you learn. Actually, the biggest thing I even told Mike this. The biggest thing I took out of it is that we actually become, quote unquote, what's it called? Psychiatrist. Isn't that what I said?
Doctor. I like this. I like the look
Yeah.
at the doctor.
We listen to them, listen to their problems, and figure out what they need.
Yep.
We give them the medication, which is whatever it could be, like cash, creative finance, realtor. We're just here to have conversations. So we just need to instill that into them, that we're not here to just lowball offer you. I'm going to listen to you and see if I can help you. And if I can't, I mean, I will, but maybe I won't help you personally, but I'll lead you to someone that will help you.
I'm glad you brought that up, because, me and Mike, we obviously in the same mentorship, right? So we follow the same sales structure, right? Sandler. And when he showed me that he was putting you through this intense training, I'm like, damn, I definitely need to put my team through some training as well. So we started doing that as well. And I've noticed, like listening to my team's calls and stuff, they really focus on condition and trying to sell on price, right? When that's not going to get you a deal, right? What's going to get you a deal is motivation. If there's no motivation, you're not going to get anywhere, right? Like I tell my team, I try to make this analogy, right? We want to understand where the seller's at, right? Where their exact situation right now and where they're trying to go, right? We need to be that gap. We need to bridge the gap in between and help them walk across that path smoothly, right? So if you don't know where they're at, and if you don't know where they're trying to go, how can you possibly build the bridge, right?
Exactly.
You can't point anybody in the right direction. And that's our whole thing. Like, even if you don't buy the house, we want to point them in the right direction.
And sometimes they don't even know that they're in a sticky situation until they talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, once you actually start asking them questions, they start realizing, oh man, like I actually am in a bad situation. Like, I didn't even notice I was in this, like the bank's about to take my house. Like, I got to wake up to reality. It's like, psychiatrist, man. I don't even know if that's the right profession. I think I'm saying the wrong one, but we're just listening.
No, that just happened. On the buy appointment that we were just on.
Yeah.
So lady had no idea. We show up at the property, and the lady didn't know that the bank was taking the property over. She knew that she was behind on her payments, but literally there was a sticker right on the front door. There was a lockbox. Bank is coming to take that thing over. Right? The last time they got a payoff statement was like 4 or 5 months ago. So they have no idea what's going on. And she's like, yeah, they're charging me about 16% in interest every single month because they want their money. And I'm like, you guys aren't going to end up with any equity if you guys wait any longer, right? She's like, yeah, but we got a lot of things going on. I'm like, yeah, but don't you think it might be a good idea to try to do this thing quick? I mean, for us on our end, we do these things in like 3 weeks. Really? Yeah. So sometimes it's just bringing them to the realization that they're in a bad situation.
Just like what they talk about in Sandler, bro. And you can't teach a kid to ride a bike at a seminar, right? We want to be in our adult state, right? Because most of the time the sellers are in their child state, or they're like, I forget what was it, negative parent state or something like that. where they're gonna let this stuff go by. A lot of times they're just gonna go with the flow, right? And they are waiting for somebody like us to come in and solve their problem. Like they need us to solve their problem, right? Like, and it's so fulfilling to me that's why I love dealing with these pre-foreclosures, because it's so fulfilling when you're able to help somebody out of these situations, right? Like it just feels so good when somebody has no clue what to do, and you come in like a superhero and just save the day, right? Like it's just so awesome.
Yeah, bro.
Word. So what's your overall vision and goal with real estate? I know you say you want to get money to go back to Brazil, but like, what does that look like?
Man, I'm thinking right now I gotta build up the capital, right? And I feel like wholesaling is probably one of the best ways to do that. And then I want to start investing in real estate. So, like I said, I think Airbnbs are going to work. Obviously, we don't know in the future if it's still going to be a thing, or if there's going to be a better way. But that's where I'm at right now. And then with those Airbnbs, I might just take that money and go to Brazil, or maybe just stay here, depending on how my life gets in the future. But so far, that's the plan. Like, I want to build up the capital. So I'm on step 1, build the capital. Step 2, invest the capital. Step 3, live the life.
Where do you want your Airbnbs at?
So far, I haven't thought about it. Just trying to build up the capital first.
I would say you should know that. You should definitely think about that.
Yep.
Right? Because like I'm big on like visualizations, right? And using your imagination, right? And if you don't know where you want your properties, if you don't know exactly like what you want, what it looks like, how you want it, how do you expect to get it?
Gotcha, man. Yeah.
If you can't see it and you can't feel yourself already having it, how do you expect to get it? If you're just waiting to get capital, that's what you're going to keep doing. You're going to continue to wait.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, 100%. Thanks.
Yeah, big facts. We're gonna set up a goal plan for you, bro. We're gonna get you rock and rolling. No, honestly, like I truly want you to be a fucking boss. Like I want you to be a baller. There's no reason. Listen, bro, if you're not crushing it and you're not getting Airbnbs in the next whenever months that you see it in your mind, then I didn't do my job correctly.
That's powerful, man. I mean, I am very grateful of you, Mike. And I know so far I do work under you, and I don't want to leave you, because I'm very grateful. Like I'm thankful that you came into my life and we connected, because you sparked it up. And I just want to bring you value right now as well, to show you that I appreciate it.
Yeah, bro. You're the one that got on the phones every day and been crushing it.
Yeah.
Like
so far, like it comes in, like I'm here to help you, or I'm here to help others and see what happens as well. I'm not just here. I'm not here to just take everything.
Yeah, bro. You don't work under me. We work together.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Facts, bro. It's super crazy though. Like, think about this. For anybody that's listening that is new, that doesn't really know where to go, Felipe just plugged into my business. Now, it's been a whole year that he was trying to do agent deals, just tried to start wholesaling a couple months ago, wasn't really gaining any traction. He gets in my business and made money in the first month. When I did this business, when I first started my business, bro, I didn't make money legit for like 7 months. And I wasn't profitable for probably over a year. So that whole entire 7 months, I was spending a bunch of money. Finally, I got my first check. But that first check didn't make me profitable. I didn't get profitable till not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you think about everything else that you're learning, right? Like put the money aside, right? Think about all the systems that you're learning. Like if you're not checking out Mike's systems and figuring out like what he's doing and how it's working and like what doesn't work, right? Then you're not doing it right, right? Like take notes on everything he's doing, bro. Like because he obviously he's doing it right, right? So once like I know Mike's not expecting you to work with him forever, right? I mean, it'd be awesome if you do, but once you branch out and do your own thing, right? Now you know how to how to operate, right? Now you know what to do and what not to do. And that's what's so important about plugging into somebody else's team when you're first starting, right? Like being able to submit to somebody who has already taken that walk and has already done what you're trying to do. And like we're still working, we're still climbing up, right? So as he's learning, you're learning, right? So I think that's awesome that you were able to even put your pride to the side and say, yo, I'll work for somebody, right? I'll work for somebody and learn and see what I got to do, right? Because doing that shit on your own is tough, bro. It's a grind.
No, that's what Daryll did. He plugged into somebody's business, and if I could go back to a younger version of myself, I would tell myself to go plug into somebody's business and put my pride to the side. Like, let go of your ego, bro. Go plug in.
You gotta humble yourself. You gotta know, like, I'm not the hot shot right now. I gotta find the hot shot to learn from him. You know, like kind of like that one-on-one coaching. Like you learn faster when someone's right behind you, showing you what to do instead of you. Like it might take me like an hour just to learn something because I have to look it up and like read a book or whatever, and then I can just, yo, Mike, like what I gotta do this. Like, oh, just do this, and boom, I learned it right there and then. So it's
important because like usually you need to learn from your own mistakes.
Yep, that's
right.
Too.
Now you can learn from Mike's mistakes, right? Like it is real though, right? Like that's
real.
What I did. That's what I did. Like I was just learning when I was working for somebody. I was just learning from all their mistakes, learning from everything that they did right. And now when I branch off on my own, I'm like, okay, this is what I need to do. This is what I don't need to do, right? And it was one of the best decisions I ever made, bro. So
here's one thing that helps me out, right? Gary Vee said something super dope that stuck with me a while ago. He said, watch what I do, not what I say.
Yep.
So now when I'm looking at people like Pace Morby and Max Maxwell and all these people, and even Gary himself, I'm legit looking at the moves they're making and how they're talking and how they interact with people and those type of things. I'm not really searching for specific type of things, how to pull a list or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So with that being said, when you're plugging into somebody's business, look at it as, hey, what do they do, not what they say.
Word.
100%, man. 100%.
I love it, man. So I mean, so what, Mike? What are your thoughts on Felipe? What has he done? What made you choose him? Actually, that's my question for you. What made you like look at Felipe and say, this is the guy that I want to train up. I want to bring him on my team, and I want to train him to be a killer.
So, you know what happened? I put a free list on one of the Massachusetts Facebook groups, like a free vacant skip trace list. And I said, hey, wholesalers, go create some problems. And if you need help, bring them to me. And Felipe was like, yo, that was super dope. I think Felipe maybe shot me a DM or something like that. And he was like, yo, that was super dope what you did. Like, you don't see anybody in this business doing those type of things. And now that Felipe was talking about it, Felipe was really trying to build connections in this business. Like that's what he was doing before he met me. And then we just started interacting. We would have phone call conversations. And I could just tell, bro, that he was a hustler. Like one, he's in the military. He was fighting. Like he's in the UFC. He has a shit ton of discipline. And I could see that. And he kept coming back with like, hey, bro, what should I do here? Or how do I this seller? Exactly. And I'm like, yo, this dude is taking action. This dude is not afraid.
And so is that something were you looking first to bring somebody on your team when you put that list out? Or like what was your intentions?
My intentions were honestly the same thing as Felipe. I just wanted to build connections in the area. Like that's really what my social media platform is about. I just want attention to come to me, right? That's honestly what I was trying to accomplish. I'm like, I don't really care about people bringing me deals. It's great. But that's not really what I care about. I really care about people coming to be like Felipe and building a real true connection. And from that, I seen Felipe was super consistent, kept coming back with problems. And it got to the point where my seller calls were getting too much. Like I was wearing too many hats and I was like, yo, I need help. With that being said, somebody's calling us on smartphone right now.
Man, lock it up. Lock it up live. So, go ahead, bro. We could pause the conversation.
I'm trying to open it. I gotta open it now. I'd have to exit out of here and go in a whole different.
Okay.
We'll talk to sellers next week.
Let's do that. Let's set that up. Yo, so Isaiah, he's a sub 2 student. He's extremely consistent, right? He's in the virtual office every day, putting in work. What advice do you have for him? He said he's looking to plug in with somebody.
Are you talking to me or talking to Mike?
I'm talking both of y'all. If anybody has advice.
Yeah, Isaiah. I mean, yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll start. Isaiah, I think what you're doing right now is the right thing. You're just taking action. You're literally typing in. You want to meet someone. You want to plug in with someone, and that's basically what I did too. I was just talking to people. Go out there, just talk. Show them who you are, and like keep them on top of their mind. Just plant the seed for now. Just like, hey, I'm in the game. I'm here to help. I'll do it for free. All they seek is knowledge. All they seek is, I don't know how much you know, obviously, but that's what I had. I didn't have money to give them. I didn't have deals to give them. I had basically labor, my voice. That's all I had. So that's what I gave. And I was here to just learn and provide some type of value and see what I could do to help each other. And that's when I met Mike and everything. We connected. So Isaiah, literally just message people. Just message people that's in your local area. And just see what they can do for you, because like you're gonna find someone that wants to help. People like to help. People that actually know that helping others fulfills them a lot more than fulfilling yourself. Like Mike knows. Like how'd you feel when I locked up that contract?
That was dope, bro. I said it on my IG. It was a better feeling than when I got my first contract.
And there's actually a scientific study about that. When you help others, you get more joy from that than you helping yourself. And like it's crazy. Like once you start helping, once people start helping, once you start helping people, like you will find the true like fulfillment in your life. And Isaiah, just do that, man. Just contact people and help others too. Like you're not at the bottom of the food chain. You still know more than other people too. I mean, I don't know what you know, but just help others and look for other people to help you. Just talk to people. That's what I did. And that's what you can do too.
Yeah, it's super simple, bro. It boils down to bringing value to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And in exchange, you got to make sure that they're going to be bringing you value as well.
Yep.
Because a lot of people are just knuckleheads out here that claim they have a whole system going and claim they're doing a bunch of deals or something like that, and that really isn't the case. So you want to make sure when you're picking somebody that they got their shit together. Maybe you pull back the curtains and see what their business looks like and how many leads they're generating and all that before you go dive into it, or just try it out for a couple of weeks and see how it is. And if you have that gut feeling like, yo, I'm not really doing much here. Like what's going on here? Like that could have happened with Felipe, but I had a ton of leads that I needed called. So he was off the jump. He's super busy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But somebody else, they might just say, bro, I like come in and do some calls for me. And they're not really generating leads. So I would vet somebody before you figure out if it would be a good fit for you to plug in or not.
Definitely vet them.
Mm-hmm.
My pops got a question.
Oh, shoot.
How does a 50-plus-year-old educator get into the wholesale business? I told him how. Send me abandoned properties. He sent me a few. Didn't really get much traction yet. But yeah, team up with me, Dad. That's what I'm.
Damn.
In the comments, Mike, you got any
No, this is actually crazy. Now that we're talking about it, my pops is trying to get into the business as well. Yeah. And I'm proud of him, bro. He's just taking action. He brought me on a buy appointment and everything for a piece of land. We didn't end up getting a contract just yet. Seller isn't too ready, but yo, he's just out taking action. Like Daryll can give you some step-by-step processes that you can take every single day. But like I was telling my pops, I told him he was already talking to a bunch of real estate agents. I'm like, yo, keep reaching out to them, keep following up, and you'll get the deals.
Word.
I mean, dude, 50 plus. I know people that got into the business around like the age of 55 or something like that. and they're 65 now, and they're crushing it. They're doing
Bro,
it.
that's the best time to get wealthy. Like if you look at all these people, but not the best time to get wealthy. Obviously, the best time is when you're younger. But when you look at all these billionaires and multimillionaires, bro, they didn't start getting rich until they were in their 40s, 50s, 60s, bro. Like, and it's crazy. And I read a book. I think we talked about this on our first episode. It's in Think and Grow Rich, and they talk about like what was it? Sexual transmutation or something like that, right? Because once you get in those older ages, you're not worried about what we are worried about at our ages, like running around, sex, party, and all that extra stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if you can focus that into something positive, which most people do it around that age, that's when things just start taking off. Like, it's,
Bro, by the way, they have way more just total life experience than us anyway.
Word.
Like, you know what I mean? Think about like a 50, 60-year-old dude going into a buy appointment. Just when they step out of the car, they look a lot more credible.
Oh, yeah, way credible.
Way credible.
Yeah, they look at me, they're like, yo, what is this dude going to do? But yeah, Pops, call me today. Let's talk about it. We're going to get some deals together for sure.
That'd be super dope. Bro, we'll have to do it. If you guys get a deal, when you guys get a deal together, we'll have to do a whole show.
We're going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen.
Bro, shit, maybe our Pop should squad up.
That would be fire. Let's connect them, bro. Let's connect them. That would be fire.
But yeah, bro, I know you have a hard stop, Daryll, at 11. So I don't want to keep you on here. But Felipe, bro, I'm so proud of you, dog.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Absolutely crushing it.
Yo, I'm proud of you too, bro.
Thanks, bro.
I'm proud of you too, brother. Keep it going. Shout out to
man.
Kiki. Hey, we need to get Kiki on this show. Kiki helped us stop 2 foreclosures in 2 weeks, the day before the auction, both times.
That's some gangster.
Awesome, bro. Like if you're not sending your pre-foreclosure leads to Kiki, you are doing yourself and your sellers a disservice. She's the best.
Yeah, me and Kiki haven't had too many conversations. I'd love to have another conversation with her. I think I talked to her maybe once.
Bro, let's get her on here, bro. Whenever she has some time, let's get her on here. But yeah, Felipe, you have any words, bro? Anything you want to say before we jump off?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I've learned is just patience, man. Patience. I knew it was coming. I just didn't know when. And I've had days I was like, damn, am I wasting my time? Like, people are looking at me like, is this guy a bum? He just on the computer all day calling people. Patience, man. Like, it's going to come, whether it's in a month, whether it's in a year. Like, just do it. Like, just do it, man. Like, it's going to come. And that's
in real estate, too, because you got to build your pipeline. Like, Felipe has been calling consistently for maybe like 6 weeks now or something like that. And finally his pipeline is built up and now he's closing deals. So it makes sense. But even Felipe was starting to get some doubt. He told me yesterday, he was like, bro, when he locked the deal, he's like, bro, like I was getting nervous. I was thinking that you were going to tell me, man, this isn't working out because I'm not getting any contracts.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, bro. I mean, you're just building your pipeline. Plus, I don't have him on the hottest leads at the moment. Like, he locked that deal up from pretty much a lead manager standpoint.
Yeah.
He's now uplifted into acquisition manager, but he's like a higher level lead manager when he locked up that deal.
I love that.
And I legit sent him on the freaking appointment by himself. Yeah. I didn't even go there.
Love that. Yeah, you need to change it. That's your Instagram name, Felipe Steps?
Yeah.
You need to change it to Felipe Closes.
Felipe Closes.
You close.
Felipe is gangster.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate the time. Really, I really appreciate it.
Bro, I appreciate you, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. Where are you from again? I didn't think I got you.
I'm from Reading, Pennsylvania, but I live in Maryland.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Good
stuff. Good stuff, y'all. Good episode. Why don't y'all, everybody watching, please like and subscribe to me and Mike's YouTube channels. We'll be here every single Saturday, 10 a.m., bringing value, dropping gems. Next week, I think Mike said we're going to be calling sellers, right?
Yeah, let's get it.
Let's do it. Let's call some sellers next week and lock some deals up live. Felipe, I appreciate you. If that's your Instagram, follow Felipe on Instagram. Follow Mike. Follow me on Instagram. And let's stay connected. Let's squad up.
Let's go, guys. Hell yeah. Thank you.